Hello again, good evening. My name is Sandra Esenam Apenu and I'm here for business. In just 8 working days, the central bank will draw the curtains of the new minimum capital requirement. So far, 8 commercial banks, including CalBank and ADB, are yet to pull through with the 400 cedis minimum capital requirements. But are these banks likely to beat the deadline, or the Bank of Ghana should be considering an extension? We have more in the following report.
Commercial banks in the country have until December 31 to meet the new capital requirement of 400 million cedis. According to the Bank of Ghana, as at the end of November 2018, only 22 commercial banks met the minimum capital requirement. The central bank has, however, maintained that this is to improve the financial position of banks in the country. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, has indicated that any commercial bank that fails to meet the capital requirement by January 2, 2019 will be downgraded to a savings and loans company. So far, 22 banks are reported to have met this requirement. This should mean that about 8 commercial banks are yet to pull through with the 400 million cedis required amount. Aside this, some banks are also in talks to merge in order to enable them raise the said amount. The first is the proposed marriage between Omnibank and Sahel Sahara. First Atlantic Bank and Energy Commercial Bank are also said to be in the process of merging. CalBank and ADB are also hoping to finalize arrangements by next week. So this means that the remaining banks have just about 8 working days to meet the new capital levels. Professor Peter Korte is an economist.
I think the Bank of Ghana indicated that at some point it will force some of them to merge their strategies or that will guide for this merge. Going forward, I think if they are not able on their own to raise capital or merge, the central bank will be compelled to merge or ask them to for that.
It remains to be seen if the said banks can beat the central bank to the date, or perhaps the extension will be needed.
So let's do something that will excite you. It is common to see barcode scanners during payments at big supermarkets, restaurants and hotels. However, at the Lagos Avenue Street in East Legon in Accra here, 2 women are taking their roasted plantain business to the next level with the EcoBank Pay service. Karen Dodu has the rest of the story.
Christabel Alote and Joanna Queno are customers of EcoBank Ghana. Therefore, it was no surprise when the bank presented them with the opportunity to improve payments for their businesses 6 months ago.
For safety reasons, some people prefer to walk around with less money. With this app, it's very easy for them to buy my roasted plantain.
Customers are usually surprised when they see me using EcoBank Pay. In fact, some find it very innovative.
That kind of question.
Customers now have the option of scanning the QR code to pay for units of roasted plantain bought or pay through the EcoBank app or EcoBank Pay. For these women, this means money going straight into their bank accounts, and they tell me it's a good way of helping them make meaningful savings for their business.
It's beneficial because it helps me save a lot. If people use the EcoBank Pay, the money goes through my account and it helps me.
Because
the app helps me save a lot. I'm able to keep money in my account straight away and use the hard cash to fund my business.
I waited for close to 2 hours just to see if any of their customers will purchase their plantain with a QR code or EcoBank Pay. But to my disappointment, all who visited their stand paid directly with cash.
Most of them pay with their own money. Those who come and they have the app, use the app to pay.
But are they more than those who use the money?
No, they are less. Yeah.
And sometimes, what do you tell these customers who come, those who don't have the app? Do you encourage them to use it?
Yeah. When some of them come and they see the visa, they ask me whether I take visa, and I tell them no. It's like you using maybe the Visa card, when you save at maybe Cowbank and you don't save at EcoBank, but you have the Visa, the way you can use the Visa to take money here. So when they see the Visa, they ask me and I tell them that it's the same thing, it's the same process.
The Ghanaian agenda to push the citizenry towards a more cash-light society has seen the emergence of several digital platforms to ease the movement of money transactions. However, acceptance by the average Ghanaian still remains a challenge.
I use it occasionally to send money to family members and their loved ones.
And how convenient is it for you?
I should say it's very convenient because it saves you the hassle of having to travel to meet with these people to give their monies to.
Well, yeah, I use it because sometimes I used to borrow money from them and pay it later, and sometimes too, I used to do my transactions with other people's, and that's why I like it.
Governments recently completed the mobile money interoperability platform with the addition of the EaseWish service, which now means people can send money from one mobile network to another, as well as to the EaseWish card. The private sector, particularly banks, are also playing their part to widen the financial inclusion space. Regional Head of Consumer Banking at EcoBank Ghana, Tara Square, explains that since the introduction of the EcoBank app, there has been a significant growth in usage.
Since we started this 2 years ago, we have increasing growth in transaction volumes. In terms of numbers, in terms of people who have accepted to take the EcoBank Pay facility as a payment channel, as I said, we are over 10,000 now. And remember that 2 years ago, we started with 0. And already we have over 1,700 express points across the country. So the growth is exponential at this point. Is it where we would like it to be? No, not at all. We look at the population of Ghana, look at the spread of mobile money, and therefore banks still have a lot to do.
So there is a perception that going cash light is a thing reserved for the upper class and the elite. But today, from what we've seen, Christabel and Joanna, both plantain sellers, are taking their business to the next level with the introduction of the mobile pay app. Well, from the look of things, I can say that Ghana is going to go cash light on so many businesses and services. But the question is, are you ready? Well, for now, I can say I'm not ready because I want to buy some plantain and all I have is cash and no mobile app. But that might not stop me. Reporting for Joy Business, Karen Dodu.
Interesting report by Karen Dodu, the plantain with swag. Let's do other stories now. Apple has announced plans to build a new campus in Austin, Texas, saying the project involves a $1 billion investment. The company already has an existing base in the city. The iPhone maker said it expects that the move would eventually make the state's capital the biggest private employer.
Apple has announced plans to build a new campus in Austin, Texas, saying the project will involve a $1 billion investment. The company already has an existing base in the city. The iPhone maker said it's expected the latest move will eventually make it the state capital's biggest private employer. Apple also plans to build new offices in Seattle, San Diego, and Culver City over the next 3 years. Each will be home to more than 1,000 employees.
All right, so that's it for business with me, Sandra Esenam Apen. We'll go back to Arba Kumsi for the rest of the story. Arba, what do you make of that plantain with swag story by Karen Dodu?
We're going high tech, and it's long overdue. It's long overdue. It's so convenient, isn't it? Next time, I'm going to buy.
I think sometimes you just run out of cash when you're on the street. You want to buy something. It's so difficult. So I think this initiative is quite interesting.
Definitely.
And so back to you for the rest of the stories, Arba.
From now, I shall be using the mobile app. No more cash.